Hello everyone, Mrs. Venti here. Welcome back. This video we are doing example 13. We're still busy with simultaneous equations. So let's start with question A. We've got the equation 2x minus y equals 1 and we name that one equation A. Then we have the equation x squared minus yx equals 3x minus 3. That one we will name B. Now, let's go ahead. What we want to do is write equation A in terms of one variable. So what we can do is we're going to write it in terms of y. I am going to take y over that way and 1 over that way, if that makes sense to you. So I'm going to say 2x minus 1 is equal to y, and I name that one C. I did 2 steps in one, but I'm sure that you can follow what I did. Okay, so I said plus y on both sides, minus 1 on both sides. Gives me an equation in terms of y. So now I've got y is equal to that, and I am going to substitute C into B. So B says x squared minus, now instead of writing y, I'm going to write this equation 2x minus 1, and that's multiplied with x is equal to 3x minus 3. Now I'm going to solve this one, and I'm going to say x squared minus distributive property. So remember, it's the minus and it's the x. They're on two opposite sides, but they both need to go in. So it's minus 2x squared. And again, sorry, not to that one. The minus and the x becomes positive x, or positive 1x, is equal to 3x minus 3. Now that I've got that, I'm going to take everything to the left, which means I'm moving this over to the left. So I'm going to say x squared. Sorry, actually, let's go to the right because that's going to give me a negative number, right? Okay. So let's take everything over here to that side. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 2x squared is 1x squared. So minus 1x squared plus 1x squared. Then I have 3x minus x is going to be plus 2x, and that minus 3 stays there. Now I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to say 0 is equal to x and 1, x and 3. I want negative 3 and I want positive 2, meaning that positive 3 minus 1 gives me negative 3 when multiplied and positive 2 when added. So therefore, x is equal to 1 or x is equal to 3. Now that I've got that, I'm going to substitute, and I'm going to say when x equals 1, I have 2 times 1 minus 1 equals y. So 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1 equals y. So y is equal to 1. When x is 1, y is 1. Therefore, my coordinates are going to be 1, 1. Then I make another statement and I say when x is 3, I use the same formula. Again, you can use any of the formulas on the screen. I'm going to say 2 times 3 minus 1 equals y. So 6 minus 1 equals y. So 5 equals y. So my second set of coordinates is 3, 5. Now if we were to sketch these two, let's make them on the same screen. If we were to sketch these two, we'd have our Cartesian plane. We have this formula, which is a positive 1 where it cuts at y is minus 1. So we have a graph that looks like that. This would be C or A. They would both look exactly the same. And then B looks like this. And B is going to be a quadratic, and we know it cuts at 1, 1. So where x is 1 and y is 1, let's make that there, 1, 1. And where x is 5 and y is 3, so something like that, 3, 5. So your graph is going to look like that. That is more or less what these two are going to look like. Okay, let's do question B. So for question B, let's move you over so you have a clean slate. There we go. Question B again, we're doing simultaneous equations. So equation A is x plus 2y minus 3 equals 0. This is equation A. Now we can write this in terms of x or in terms of y, right? Since y is 2, I'm going to write it in terms of x. So I'm going to say x is equal to minus 2y plus 3. That's equation C. I took this over to the other side. Let's write equation B. Y minus 3x is equal to negative x squared plus 6. So what am I going to do? I'm going to substitute for x. Substitute C into B. What's B? This one is B. So that means that every time I see x, I'm going to put that equation. So y minus 3 times negative 2y plus 3 is equal to negative 2y plus 3 squared plus 6. So on the left hand side, y plus 6y minus 9 is equal to, now I need to square this bracket, right? So I just want to remind you really quickly, how do we square a bracket? Why are we not moving? Can we move the screen? Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. So when we square the bracket, we are going to say term 1 squared plus 2 times term 1 times term 2 plus term 2 squared. So that is minus 2y squared plus 2 times minus 2y times 3 plus 3 squared. That's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite that answer at the bottom. I'm going to keep it in brackets, okay, because there's still that minus sign outside. So that becomes 4y squared minus, because of this minus sign here, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, y plus 9 and plus 6 at the end. Now I'm going to multiply in that negative sign. So y plus 6y minus 9 is equal to negative 4y squared plus 12y minus 9 plus 6. Let's take everything to the right or to the left, since there's a minus 4 here, right? Let's take everything to the left. So we are going to say 4y squared minus 12y plus, okay, so 9 minus 9 plus 6 is minus 3. So plus 3. This one here ends up being negative 3, right? Instead of that. And I'm going to rewrite all of that. Plus y plus 6y minus 9 equals 0. Simplify. 4y squared. 6 minus 12, that's 7. So that's 6, that's 5. So that becomes negative 5y. And then 3 minus 9 is minus 6 equals 0. Now you are going to solve for x. Hold on, I'm stuck here. Okay, so now we want to factorize. So we're going to have 2 brackets. And that's equal to 0. Now we need to factorize. So the factors of 4 is going to be 4 and 1 and 2 and 2. Factors of 6 is 6 and 1, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 6. 6 and 1, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 6. We want to get 5. So remember, you do a butterfly multiplication. That's 4 and that's 6. 4 and 6, if I add them, I get 10. If I subtract them, I get 2. That's not what I want. Let's do these. 4 times 2 is 8, and 1 times 3 is 3. 8 and 3, if I add them, gives me 11. If I subtract them, gives me 5. So that's what I want to use. I'm going to use 4, 1, 3, 2. I'm going to check the signs to see if it actually works. So 4 times 8, so negative 8, and then plus 3 gives me negative 5, and multiply down gives me negative 6. That works for me. So 4y plus 3 and y minus 2 equals 0. This means that 4y plus 3 equals 0, 4y equals negative 3, y is equal to negative 3 over 4, or y is equal to positive 2. Great. Now that I have those, I can substitute and I can say, okay, when y is 2, that's my first substitution going to be. So I'm going to say x is equal to negative 2 times 2 plus 3, which equals to negative 4 plus 3, which is equal to negative 1. So my first set of coordinates is going to be negative 1, 2. My second set of coordinates is going to be when y is equal to negative 3 over 4. So I substitute that, and I'm going to say x is equal to negative 2 times negative 3 over 4 plus 3. So these two cancel out. It becomes 2. I have positive 3 over 2 plus 3, which is 4 over 2. 3 over 2 is 1, and 1 over 2. So it's 4.5. So my second coordinates are going to be negative 3 over 4, positive 4.5. Negative 3/4, positive 4.5. Okay, so that's how you do example 13, simultaneous equations. See you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.